Oh, the RX-72. The Grandpa Gundam, the one that's been around for 40 plus years. It started the whole Gundam franchise and the whole Gunpla thing. In case you don't know, why are you watching this if you don't? But Gunpla is a Gundam models, basically. And everyone who knows what Gundam is or has heard of Gundam would think of this one first, I'm sure. For the most part. It was even in the Ready Player One movie for a little bit. The only reason I went to see that movie was to get a look at the Gundam on the big screen, and I was not disappointed. Not the best movie, but it was worth the ticket. And throughout the years there have been a crap ton of model kits, especially in the 144 scale line. This was the original Universal Sentry. It's a different color. There have been multiple different variations of all RX-72s. If they make one model, usually it gets melted to death. Okay, that's fine. But what should you do if this is your first introduction to Gundam? If you have never built a model in your life, where do you go from here? What do you start with? Well, usually you want to start with the RX-72. You could, I mean, that makes sense, right? It's the original, why not start there? There have been a lot to go for if you're going for something at a smaller scale, because the bigger you get, the more complicated you get, you might get overwhelmed. I was when I first started with the bigger kits. So let's start small, 144 scale. You've got Universal Sentry. It's good looking, it's decent, it's got okay articulation, a lot of seam lines going on, because this came out, I think, 2000, 2002, something like that. So it's good enough. Then we've got something like a more recent kit, the Origin, which has quite a bit of articulation, looks very good. They've hidden pretty much all the seam lines, but it doesn't look exactly like you know the RX-72 to look, because it is the Origin version. It has alternate pieces on it, a little bit more detail, so a little more different design. And then we got things like this freak, the 40th. Interesting idea. It's unique, I'll give it that. Definitely not something I'd go out of my way to purchase. It's hard to get now, I think, but it's interesting. It's an interesting kit, but it's weird. Definitely not RX-72. If you just looked at it, you're like, what is this knockoff, right? Probably. And then we also have something like the Beyond Global, which has more of a normal look, although it has a very lanky proportions, I'd say, and it has also more different detail and a kind of different color scheme. It's like this weird beigey color. So they're all interesting. They're all good in their own respect, but they all have their own little quirks, I feel. But last year, Bandai came out with what I would consider the epitome of Gundam, of RX-72. Simple, cheap, and perfect for a beginner. The entry grade. I'm sure a lot of people have already gone through this, but I am here to say this is the kit you want to start with. If you are just getting into Gunpla, this is the kit you want to work on. It's simple, it's all colored, there are no stickers, and they've removed pretty much every single seam line on the kit. There's like 2, which I think is pretty good, and it's very cheap. Canadian, I'm Canadian, this is about $10 average. So it's a very simple kit. You don't have a lot of plates. The instructions are very simple to follow. Very simple to follow. And there's nice colored. Sometimes you don't get colored instructions. This is like half colored. And what you're left with is a pile of RX-72s. Where are you? There you are. Found you. Come here. The entry grade RX-72. This is what I feel is the epitome of RX-72. It looks great. It really does. And once again, no stickers. Every single kit I showed you before of the RX-72 had stickers somewhere. Nothing. Even the eyes. Can I zoom on in this thing? Let me see. There we go. Even the eyes are stickers. And it looks like they kind of try to do an illusion. You might see a black border, which usually the RX-72 has around the eyes. Well, that is just like an indent. They kind of give you a gap. It's an illusion, pretty much. And it's very cool. And those seam lines I mentioned are right there. Just the bottom of the legs here. So it's not that bad, all things considered. And great articulation for what it is. Remember, $10 model kit. I mean, that's pretty freaking good. Especially in the torso. I was very surprised how good the torso is. Oh, that's a good start. Woo! Well, you know, it's a good thing I have extras. Holy crap, that was funny. So that was surprising. I think I might have been horsing on a little too much. This is my original. I've had for a long time. Well, not a long time. It's a year. Okay. So, be careful with the hips. Let's just say that. Let's just don't horse with them. Know the limitations of a model kit. But don't worry. I have extras because when I like something, you're disappointing me. When I like a kit, I really like a kit. And there are, just like the other ones I mentioned, there are a lot of variations of the entry grade. We've got the Christmas colors, which isn't really that Christmassy, but that's what they call it. We've got a clear/solid G3, which is like another variation of the R72. So it comes with a bazooka, which is the only one so far that comes with a bazooka. I'll get back to that. We have the metallic version, which is a little metallic-y, and the other clear variant, which is clear and solid, but it's the normal Gundam colors, not the G3. But of course, that's not it. There are also a 4, well, you can get it as a 4-pack, but there are 4 completely clear R72s, red, white, yellow, and blue. And so say if you got all of them, you could make a completely accurately colored R72 in all clear. But they're about $80 a piece, so we're not going down that road. All these, each one I paid was about, the most I paid was $35, which you might think is a lot for a $10 model, but since they're exclusive variants, and as of this recording, there's also another one coming out, which is the winter colored one. I'll have to pick that one up because I have a problem. I can't help it. I love this kit. Breakage notwithstanding, that was a fluke, and I'm kind of glad I recorded it, because I'll never be able to do that again. That was unfortunate, but like I said, I have extras, because I've been wanting, I'm going to give a couple of them to people I know, because I want to spread the word of the Gundam gospel, just like I'm doing right here. So, in short, it's a great kit, and it has great accessories. I kind of forgot after doing the breakage, but it does have the shield, which I'll have to bring you back, but yeah, it pegs on his back easily with a peg. It has a handle, which you do have to yank out and then move it to put in the hand. And it has a beam rifle, which is not too thin. Usually the cheaper they are, the thinner the weapons get. And it also has a beam saber. No clear effects, but if you have any 144, most of them anyways, you can easily slap it into the hand. And there you go. It has a beam saber. No, I'm definitely not going to throw this guy out. I will just glue his leg back together. I think I just pop that ball joint out and glue it back on, and it might be okay, it might not be, but like I've shown, I have extras because I really do love this kit. So, don't take what happened to me as an example. These are clear, and they haven't broken yet, so it was just a weird thing that happened. Because I have horsed with this guy a lot. He was my first of the entry grade. So yes, it's a great kit. If you want to get started and get this kit, you won't be disappointed. Unless that happens, but it probably won't. But anyways, that was an interesting first video. So I'll see you guys, I guess I'll see you next time.